Well, GM, G to the M. Great morning, my friends. DJs, Diamond Hand fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out, and anyone in between. Welcome back. And welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel, baby. I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Swirl One, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my guys, and dive down some motivational and inspirational rabbit holes unlike any other. Let me be the first to let you know that we got one hell of a show on tap on this terrific Tuesday morning. It is January the 14th, 2025, if you haven't checked your calendar yet. And I hope you're ready to come alive because we got more inspiration, more motivation, more high-level conversation, and more good vibration coming your way over the course of episode 646 than you're going to know what to do with, baby. But before we dive into that, before we can get those vibes start to percolating like that coffee in your cup this morning, I need to ask you to do a few things. A quick couple favors, if you will. If you haven't already and you can find it in that big old heart of yours to do so, maybe you could take a quick moment to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell right down there as well, so you never miss start of a live show or any additional content dropping here on this channel. Maybe you might be enjoying the program this morning, and if so, think about hitting that like button down there as well on the old tube of the U variety. If you're watching the program on Rumble, maybe that's your viewing platform of pleasure. Maybe you could think about hitting a subscribe over there. Maybe turning on those notification bells. Maybe hitting that like button as well. That way you can stay up to date on Rumble via all things DHMG or DHMG via all things Rumble. However you'd like to look at that. Or maybe you're watching the program this morning on the old X app, previously known as Twitter. If you are, maybe you could hit a like. Maybe you can hit a quote post. Maybe you can hit a repost. Let the people know on the X timeline why you're tuned in live in prime time to Forge and Fuel this morning. And last but certainly not least, maybe you're watching this program or listening to this program on your favorite podcast directory like Apple, Amazon, or maybe even Spotify. And if that is the case, maybe you could think about giving us a subscribe, maybe giving us a follow, or hell, even a 5-star rating. Honestly, just smashing the shit out of whatever buttons you currently see on your screen, baby, because it only helps us grow and flow on all those platforms as well. As for all of you beautiful human beings tapped in, tuned in, locked in, live in prime time, we can't thank you enough for smashing the hell out of those buttons, helping us go and flow in the algo this morning. But maybe you haven't. Maybe you're sitting there saying to yourself, why should I hit those buttons? Why should I give them a good old smash?
Don't be rude.
Well, it's 45 and soon to be 47 in less than a week. Just said, don't be rude. Be a nice humming bean. It helps us grow. It helps us flow. But also, maybe the show makes you laugh. Maybe the show makes you cry. Maybe the show makes you think. Maybe it makes you go, ho, 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 ho. Whoa, I ain't ever thought of it that way before. Holy shit. Woohoo! Well, if so, don't be a host, share the show, be a friend, tell a friend, let somebody know, and we will proceed with this morning's program. My friends, you have heard us, you've heard we, you've heard boys, you've heard fellas, but I am the only one that you have seen so far on this screen. However, you have heard some sounds. You've heard some bells. You've heard some glass breaking. You've heard some, don't be rude. You've heard a little, yeah, buddy. So if you don't know, you won't know. My man, your guy, DEEZYY, Mr. Producer, live in the building, the lightweight slanging.
Lightweight, baby!
The lightweight slanging, iron pumping, bowling ball, bench pressing, man, myth, legend himself, Derek Snow's in the building, ready to go. If you don't know, you won't know. Wouldn't be able to do this show without my guy. Shout out to you, DEEZYY. But we also got another guy up in the building. He don't play no sounds. Well, maybe every once in a while he's got a little sound like a or maybe, you know, who's say who's to know. He's got all sorts of sounds, actually. That's, you know, that's a fucking lie. He's got a lot of sounds. One like that. One that maybe goes, swirl one. You know, maybe one that's like, what's the deal, y'all? It's yours truly, the magnificent DJ Jazzy Jeff, and you are tuned in live in the mix with my man DJ Swirl One. You know, he's got some things. That was a lie. I'm sorry, I lied to you. He's got a lot of sounds out there. Who's to say, who's to know? And he's gonna have to get some new sounds because now he's not St. Louis's very own. So, yeah! We got things coming, my friends, ladies and gentlemen. He is the founder of the Grandpa Ape Country Club. What? The lead pro on the GACC greens, if you will. What? He is a certified PLP pusher,
What?
a purveyor of positive vibes,
What?
a curator of high-level energies.
What?
My friends, the jet plane flying,
What?
McLaren driving,
What?
Rolex rocking,
What?
Jesus piece dangling,
What?
president of. We still got to figure this out somewhere in this area now. Who's to say? Who's to know? We'll
What?
get a title on it very soon.
What?
The man, the myth, the legend, Sweet James Jones himself,
What?
the one, the only, with an emphasis on the one.
What?
He's Mr. Turned Up himself, weighing in as the heavy hitter, DJ Swirl One.
Good morning, man. Okay, so maybe it's not president, but now it's like new resident or something.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's
I mean,
okay.
it rhymes with president.
New resident. All right, we're getting new
I had to
resident.
switch my
Chicagoland area.
So I got a different camera angle and everything because that room is way too cavernous for me. Not
Yeah.
It was,
And it was just too white. I was watching back and I was just like, man, it feels like Swirl's in an insane asylum. And I just didn't really
I felt
like
I was in a clinic.
Yeah, it's how it looked. Guy was starting to feel bad for him.
And it was extremely echoey. This is a little echoey, but it's not quite as bad as it is. That was clinical.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever put me back in that room.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry. It's all right.
Okay. All right. Hey, great morning, everybody.
Check. Puts baby in the corner.
Yeah, nobody puts baby in the corner. Come on, man. Got my water? Oh, well, it's almost gone.
Man, I
But
tell you what, I gotta
get
a bigger sip of water pre-show, bro. I've been getting cotton mouth about halfway
That's
through my
why
lunch.
I slammed this entire thing.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I'm telling you, that's how I get through this. And not only that, you know, I got me a little one of these. If you don't know, you better ask somebody because
Of course I do. Come on.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Very good. I still have my carafe. However, since I'm not here, it's like right there. So it's still heating. Mine is still heating at this time.
I need to warm up.
It says 14 minutes it's been on that heat simmering. So when I get it back or I go in between break, it will be an absolutely piping hot cup of joe. Just so you know, I'm just letting you guys understand the flow. My friends, thank you for being here this morning. If you wouldn't mind doing us a quick little favor and get into that little device of yours and send a text message, a DM, or something of that nature so that everybody knows that you are out here listening to Forge and Fuel, that you would rather get your stuff here. You'd rather get your knowledge, your insights, your motivation right here first thing in the morning. That would do us a big solid and make sure that you guys not only have more friends to show up, but it makes this show, like Capp says, sorry, Capp, he's over there. I'm looking, I got to get used to where I'm at. In this room, it's different. See, I got to look this way if I'm trying to find Capp.
No, yeah, here I am, man. Here I am. I'm over here. It's okay.
Okay, it's okay. We're getting it.
And then just as soon as you get used to it, then
I'm going to end up changing because I did go look at some new HQs yesterday. Looks pretty good, I gotta say. So we'll figure out what happens from that here very soon.
Who's to say? Who's to know?
Other than that, if you would do all those things, it would make this show bigger and better for each and every one of us out there. My friends, I will yield back said microphone. I actually, you know what? I got a hell of a workout in yesterday at this little gym we got downstairs.
Did
here,
you
buddy.
really?
Yes, just so you know.
Really?
I'm really excited about the fact that it was so. It was well set up. They have everything in there. It's pretty nice. But they got this crazy trampoline thing. I don't know what to do with it, but I mean,
then where you be?
It's a wild thing. I don't know what to do with it. I feel like it's one of those where you hit it and then you go and like dunk a ball. You know what I mean? Well, the guys run, jump, hit the trampoline.
You're talking like a slam ball trampoline right now.
Yes, there is a slam ball trampoline that is like angled up on this thing inside of there. I can't figure it out. All I can think of is that's what it's for.
We might have to get an organized game of slam ball going on.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Hey,
Northwest
pads down and let's just get after it, bro.
What? This is the best thing I ever heard of. You know what?
Man. Have you ever wanted to fly through the air with the basketball like this?
Yes. I used to watch slam ball every Saturday night for crying out loud as a kid. I love that shit. That was my favorite thing. And then they were talking about bringing it back for a while. And then I don't know what happened.
That. I thought it was great. So,
dude, it's the best sport ever.
I think they trained here, just so you know. I think they trained here.
Oh, hey, Slam ball
But
invented here.
I'm ready. I got my diamond hand gear on. I got
Dude,
my.
I almost wore that shirt this morning, and I was like, you know what? I feel like Swirl might wear that shirt this morning.
I don't have much. I don't have much wardrobe right now.
Totally laid out on my bed right now.
I don't have much wardrobe right now. Let me be honest. I brought 2 suitcases worth of gear, and it's basically everything I wore in the last 2 weeks. I was like, if I wear everything like this in the last 2 weeks, I can take that. I'll be good for the next 2 weeks, and then that's all I got on me, guys. I'm pretty. When I say, it's kind of funny because you kind of go backwards at sometimes in a lot of different ways. And right now, I'm living out of a true suitcase right now, but I'm gonna make it. I'm ready to rock. I'm good. It was a good day yesterday. Today it's gonna snow. I don't know how you guys deal with this cold like this. I just
13 degrees. Oh, it's snowing.
I tried to tell. I can see it snowing right here.
Fuck. Oh man, I hadn't looked outside yet. Oh.
But I heard the snow's gonna end at 11 o'clock.
Okay, we can handle that. That's not terrible. That's
Yep.
not.
And it's gonna be sunny after that.
And you know, one thing you got to realize: everybody knows that Chicago is shit when it comes to weather, right? So we prepare for that. Okay, we got plenty of snow plows. We got plenty of salt. They pre-treat the road, something you ain't ever seen in all your days. Well, I guess when you were in Cleveland, maybe they did that.
Oh, they did in Cleveland. They were great at it in Cleveland.
Oh, dude. The pre-treat of the roads is the best thing. Like you see, especially when you're up here, you see all these lines all over the roads right before it snows. You're like, what the fuck is all of this? What is this? I don't get it. And then all of a sudden, when the snow falls down, the snow doesn't stick to the roads and you can still drive because they're smart. And they don't want a bunch of morons running into each other. Who's to say, who's to know? However, speaking of running into each other, I got a couple of videos this morning here. A couple of vidges this morning, Swirl One. And I got a theme. These were 2 of the vidges I found on YouTube that I was referencing over the weekend. And there are 2 topics within the overarching vidges here. Number 1 is food, fast food, and number 2 is cars, most notably supercars. So, the first one doesn't feature a supercar, but it does feature fast food. And I'm talking freaky fast food. I'm talking so fast you'll freak. They don't pay me to say this, but we are getting visited by Yimmy Jans here this morning. Actually was created about 15 miles away from my hometown. Who's to say, who's to know? And this here, my friends, is when, you know, you're working and you just can't get away from the office or the job site or whatever, and you just got to call old Yimmy Jans, and they, boy, oh boy, they show you what high-speed delivery really is.
Oh, that hurt so bad. You know he hates that.
He was supposed to hit the white bag, bro. There's a whole bag and the guy's holding it.
Bro, he missed it by 10 meters. Easy. He could have thrown that so much earlier. And why do you have to throw it with so much velocity? You're already moving at 60 miles an hour. Just a little toss out of it. I mean, have you ever played carnival stuff, dude? Like, come on, man.
Oh, man, that would hurt my marble sack. Who's to say, who's to know? Run it back one more time.
Somebody ordered a meatball sandwich right there.
Hey, who's to say, who's to know?
Oh, dude.
Oh, it is a fucking projectile, bro.
The noise he makes, dude.
All right. Now, on second thought, I'm wondering if I should have played that one second. However, there's something about this second video that I could not play on this show. I don't know what it is, but bro, I was sitting. This is the video I referenced, and I couldn't remember it. I was laying in bed on Sunday night, scrolling through just funny YouTube videos and different motivational whatever, trying to find extra shit for the show. And I found this video, bro, and I don't know what it is, but when he hits this shit, I can't even explain it. This right here, my friends, features a Lamborghini Aventador and a young man who would like to make his McDonald's fries extra crispy.
No, dude.
Wait, just wait. Just wait.
I want to make it crispy.
Not one, but two.
Yo.
That's Alex Toy. That's Alex
Oh my
Toy.
God.
I should have known better. It's Alex Toy, of course.
Watch.
This guy, dude.
Why is that so? The one little button. I don't know why that's so funny.
Because if you had one, you would do that too. That's why it's so funny. That's bro. Whoa.
Just burble.
That guy does a lot of crazy shit. And he's the one too, if you remember a while back, he's the actual guy that got in trouble for shooting fireworks from a helicopter at his Lamborghini. So
that's right. That's
him.
right. Yeah, that's
Alex
him.
Troy.
Yeah.
He's actually really funny. He's really cool. And he changed up a lot of his content and he started rolling around as, I don't want to call it like a Batman, but stopping drunk drivers from riding in the road in LA.
Oh,
So
that's dope.
He would go and get them and pull them over and stop them before they killed somebody. So
Damn, I hadn't seen
doing
that.
And he's covering the fires too out there right now. So shout out to Alex Troy, who not just, little bullshit content, but actually started doing things to change the world a little bit.
Oh, that's dope. Shout out Alex Troy. Hey, run that back right when he gets in the vehicular and just mashes the gas. Give me one more time, DJ. You ain't got to do the whole thing. It's just, you can even zoom it forward. I mean, you can do that too either way, but this is just gold when he's one little one. And the employee's just in the window. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that guy's he's a trust fund baby. I'm not just saying that, he is, and he lives it like that too. The guy don't
100%.
care. He's having a great time. So shout out to Alex Troy. He's good people.
Let's just be honest. Most of the skinny Asians within the car community most likely are. But who's to say? Who's to know?
Alex Choi do pretty good on their own. Like Eric Choi, no relation to Alex Choi, created his own business and is making car wheels and that kind of thing. And you would think he's the same thing, but he did it on his own. So
50-50, 75-25. Who's to say? Who's to know?
Always good at math, though.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Something that us Americans are not very good at.
One
Cheers to them
times
and
one.
genetics. Oh, wow. Let's go down that rabbit hole again. That really feathers on the timeline.
Yeah.
That
was a funny video, actually. It's a nice clip. That clip there.
There you go. Couple
Especially
little
when I went
clips.
0 times 1 and you threw the other one.
Yeah, it was fucking electric, bro. We're doing a little experimentation, yesterday. And that was a show, the clip I put out yesterday, that was a show that you weren't even here. I think that was when you were in Vegas, maybe. And we watched a couple of scenes from The Big Lebowski. And I talked about just some of the
being very undude.
Yeah, being undude and different shit like that. And, trying different shit, throwing different stuff out there. And that's a reminder. If you guys see that stuff out there, it means the world to us. And it only helps us grow and continue to flow. If you just hit a like, hit a repost, share it out, comment. If it hits you in a different way, if it makes you think of, oh, shit, I remember this clip from that day, make your own clip. It don't matter. You can steal our show. It's all good. No problem. Just tag us in it so we can know that you posted it, because X and all these other platforms hate us in the algorithm because we're doing the right thing, spreading the good message. So just tag us and then we'll put it out on our platforms as well. Who's to say? Who's to know? But there's your opening to the show. A little high-speed delivery and extra crispy and a little opening banter for you. Now it's time to get into the first segment of the day. It's time to do, goodness gracious, I'm going to chug some water on this transition here. It's time to do a little sharpening. Time to do a little filing. Time to get that mindset nice and sharp so you can turn those obstacles into opportunities, losses into lessons, trials and tribulations into triumphs, and what you thought was going to be a failure, a brand new chance to flourish right here on this terrific Tuesday. If you are ready, baby, and if you're with me, clap twice. Hey, baby, let's go. One time. It's your first segment of the day. Your sharpening session. Alrighty then, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time on episode 646 for your first segment of the day, your sharpening session. It is January the 14th, 2025, and I hope you're ready to come alive because we got some good stuff for you here this morning. We got some perspective. Let me get another sip of water. Doggone it, I got a little frog right now.
Ribbit.
I was eating frogs this morning. I had to eat some frogs already.
I ate frogs all day yesterday. I'm doing that again today. But I'm getting my workout right after this show, and then I'm going to eat frogs.
High quality. I'm going to get my workout in after this show, too. Well, we'll see what the hell happens. Oh, my goodness. Now it's coming. Oh, boy, it's really coming.
Oh, it's coming down. I'm telling you, it's snowing. Like,
it's snowing now, boy.
I cleaned off my balcony yesterday so that I could use it for a little porch.
Yeah.
Let the ice off of it, and then I wake up this morning, and what's all this white stuff?
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Who's say who's no? Well, good thing I hit a nasty leg day yesterday. All right. That makes me feel real good. Who's to say who's to know? So, friends, family, everyone far and wide, here we are for the first segment of the day, your sharpening session. And your opening topic, my friends, that we'll be talking about today is, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Who's say who's no, maybe.
Hey, call me, maybe.
Call me, maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me, maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number.
You know way more of that song than you probably should, bro. I'm just going to say.
Bro, I was into pop culture in the early 2000s. Katy Perry was the shit, bro. Who's say who's to know? But now I'm not a big fan of Katy Perry anymore. But I used to be. Who's say who's to know? Hey, I got a musical catalog. You may be the human iPod, but the catalog is inside my dome. I mean, I got songs and lyrics and shit that nobody even knows. If I had $1 for every time somebody said, damn, you know all the lyrics to every fucking song, huh? I said, yeah, I don't know what it is. I just listen to a lot of music. Who's say who's to know? But that's not what we're talking about here on this show. That's a whole other topic, a whole other rabbit hole for a different snowy day. Here this morning, I don't know, maybe, it's going to require me to tell you a little story. Going to require me to get you all the way up to date. And it's got a nice little moral. But we're going to start off with this story of the farmer. That's right, the story of the farmer. And this farmer had a beautiful farm, a beautiful farmhouse, plenty of animals and livestock, amazing equipment, had a wife and a son, and everything was going amazing for the farmer. And one day the farmer decided he needed to invest in a horse. And the farmer got this horse, and this was the best doggone horse you ever seen in all your days. I'm talking about this horse had about 7,000 horsepower in one horse. I mean, he'd sit there just ready to go. I mean, he could plow a whole acre in 5 minutes. It was the horse of the century. Farmer loved this horse. Farmer worked with this horse all the time. He started loving the horse almost more than he loved his own doggone wife, but he never dared go cross the boundary. He always loved his wife more. And one day, the farmer was working with the horse, and he realized just how much he loved him. And they get done working, and he goes to bed, and they have a great night. And the farmer wakes up the next morning, and he realizes that his horse is gone. He goes out to the pasture, and he goes to greet his horse, and his horse doesn't show up. And he realized his horses ran away. And that was his horse, this favorite horse ever. And he sits there for a moment and he notices that all of his neighbors start to come up the lane because they had gotten word that his horse had ran away. And all of his neighbors come up to the farmer. Oh my goodness, we're so sorry. I can't believe your horse ran away. We know how much that was special to you. That is just so terrible. That's so bad. The farmer looks up at him and says, I don't know. Maybe. And looks back down at the dirt. All his neighbors kind of look around a little confused, and they shrug too, and they turn around, and they walk back down the lane and go separately to their homes. And the next day, after working the previous day and going to sleep, farmer wakes up and he notices his horse is back. His horse had returned to the pasture. And not just his horse, he had now brought 6 other wild horses with him. He now had 7, lucky number 7 horses. Oh my goodness. And the neighbors could see that the horses were in the pasture, and they saw that there was more horses than he originally had. And they all gathered together and ran back up the lane as the farmer was out in the pasture petting his old horse and getting to learn about the new wild horses. And all these neighbors come up and surround the farmer and say, oh my goodness, how lucky you are. Can you believe it? Not only has your horse come back, now you have 6, you have 7 total horses. You are the luckiest man alive. This is incredible. You're going to get so many things done now. This is so good. The farmer turns his attention back to the neighbors and he says, I don't know, maybe. And back to the horses he goes. And the next day, the farmer's son is in the pen trying to tame one of these wild horses to make him as good of a working horse as the original horse that ran away. The son has been working with horses his whole life, very proficient, but an accident occurs. He can't tame the wild horse and he bucks him off and he ends up breaking his leg. The neighbors see it happen from their windows and they run and they rush to help. And they get all around, surrounded around the young boy and his father. What can we do? Oh my gosh, this is terrible. He needs to go to the hospital. He's broken his leg. This is the worst thing that could possibly happen. This is so bad. And as the farmer is taking care of his son, mending him up, debating to go to the hospital or what should happen, he looks at the neighbors and says, I don't know, maybe. And turns his attention back to his son. And the neighbors look around all puzzled and, why does this guy keep saying this? I don't know, maybe, but this is terrible. This is the worst thing that could possibly. You know what, farmer? Whatever, man. And they all walk back down that lane and go their separate ways to their houses. And then the next day, coming down that lane is something different. It's not the neighbors this time. No. Rather, coming down the lane are military jeeps. And out of the jeep pops a first sergeant that says, we are looking for young men to join the military. The draft has just been declared. Your son is of draft age. And as they look past the father and see that the son has now a broken leg and cannot walk and is not war ready, they get back in their jeeps and they go away and they pass him over for the draft. And the neighbors see this happen. The exact neighbors who had their own sons drafted right before their eyes ran up the lane and said, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. How does this always happen? Your son now doesn't have to go to war. This is so good. And the farmer looks at them and says, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, maybe. Got to be one of my top stories of all time. And there's definitely a moral to it. And the moral is, bad things are only happening so the good things can make their way to you. There are going to be ups and downs of life, regardless of what you choose to do. Whether you got a horse or you got a son and he breaks his leg, or the military comes to your door wanting to draft your son with the broke leg, you are going to have ups and downs. And depending on your perspective, it may be good or bad. But how do you know if it's good or bad? How do you know if it's positive or negative? The beautiful thing about the farmer is he's neutral. I never realized it until I found this story years ago. And we talk about positive, negative, or neutral. That's what the farmer is doing. He's not saying this is good, this is bad. He's just saying, I don't know, maybe. I see my next step. I know this could be perceived as good, this could be perceived as bad, but I don't know either way. I'm just going to make my next step. So how do you know if that thing is negative? How do you know if that thing is even positive? You really don't. It's all in your mind at the end of the day. And if you can just maybe even get out of that mindset of, oh, this is positive, this is negative, this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, this is left, this is right, this is blue, this is red, this is black, this is white. Why do you have to compare? Why can't you just be neutral about it all? Aren't we all human beings? Doesn't the government work for us as human beings of one population? And keep going deeper and deeper down that rabbit hole. So I'll leave you with this, my friends. The next time something comes up, good, bad, be like the farmer. I don't know. Maybe. And maybe we already have a saying that might help you like that. Who's to say, who's to know? Who's to say, who's to know? Maybe there's a reason I say this. I don't know if it'll be good. I don't know if it'll be bad, but who's to say, who's to know? We're going to find out one way or another. And I mentioned it over the weekend, Miss Sharon at the dollar store. God. Who's to say, who's to know? God. Not me, not Swirl, not anybody in this entire world but God. So next time something's happening, good or bad, forget about the good, forget about the bad, and just say, who's say, who's to know? We'll just keep going with the flow. And I promise you, it'll work out every time. Who's to say, who's to know? I don't know. Maybe. What do you think, Swirl One?
I mean, it's great stuff. And I kind of had an idea where you were going with that to a point there. I didn't understand the story until a little bit later, but now I get it. And I actually wrote a lot of things down. It took me a second there to get the notes going because I was like, do I know what he's talking about? I don't know. Maybe.
Yes, Motion, the farmer did have a barn dough.
He did not. You did not bring that up. That's bullshit.
I just had to put that in the, he did have a barn dough. He is a dope ass farmer. Yeah, good farmer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to call your bluff on that one.
I just had to let you know. I didn't set the
I need to see that picture of barn dough.
All right, I'll see if I can find that farmer. It's been a long time.
I'm just going to tell you.
Say who's to know.
Yeah. And if this horse isn't cammed like the one you just had, I'm just going to tell you, because you make some really funny horse noises. You're actually really good at that. Bruh.
Yeah, dude, my horse is sick.
Bruh.
My farm animals are dope. I make some good farm animals. I grew up around a farm. What's the problem?
It's snowing, by the way. Anyway.
Welcome to the Windy City.
Oh, I'm so mad about it. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Okay. So I was thinking about it, and I started off writing things based on where we were in the story. So sometimes during the story, it was taking turns, and I started thinking about when the horse ran away. It was his favorite horse. It was a cammed horse. It had that crazy sound. I mean, right, ready to go at all times. And when it takes off, he doesn't get too excited about it. He doesn't get too high or too low. You know why? Because he's had that horse for a long time. Kind of figures maybe the horse knows where it's going, or maybe the horse knows how to get back. So he doesn't stress on it too much. Plus, when a wild animal takes off, which I don't know if you've ever had a dog or a cat or whatever leave your house and you can't find it. I've been there. You don't know which direction to go to look for it because they're their own creature. They can do whatever they want. They can fly freely throughout this world, and you're not quite sure which way to head. So what do? You run around screaming their name. That's why when you pick a dog's name, make sure it's something you don't mind screaming down the street when you're looking for them. So just throw that out there for you. Here's what I would say about it, though. And this is what I wrote down. If you care about something, you got to let it go. You got to let it be free. You know, our dreams work better when they're not restrained. So if your dream is out doing its thing and you're sending vehicles out with that dream, understand that you are literally telling the world what you're looking for. You're telling the universe that you're trying to get better, or you're trying to achieve something, or that you have a goal in mind. And that goal doesn't always end up being exactly what you think, but I promise you this, there'll be something that opens up that says, hey, I'm on the right path. And sometimes when you get that back and that dream comes back to you, it comes back just like those horses with more baggage. You have 6 of them there, right? Maybe it's not more baggage. Maybe it just requires more work. You saw the son out there trying to break one of those horses. Just because he got 6 more horses doesn't mean they're all suitable for work. As a matter of fact, they're pretty much worthless other than standing there and gawking at, because a wild horse isn't going to do anything that somebody's going to say. Same thing with your dreams. As your wildest dreams out there are so hardest to find, right? They're the toughest because they take the most work. They have to be tamed. You have to figure out how to take that process and start to really break it down to a point where that dream can start be looked at. God bless, I cannot speak today. Can start to be looked at as if there's steps to it. There's layers to it. There's a planning phase to that dream. And as you kind of move through that dream, that work gets easier. Now, the son breaks his leg trying to create some wins with those extra horses that didn't have any there's no skills in those horses other than they look pretty and that they're fully like-bodied and able to do whatever. They just can't because they don't know any better. And so he gets on there and he breaks his leg. And man, all of a sudden and it's funny because I went shark fishing with a guy one time, and his number one hand, like the day before, had broken his leg and was on the boat trying to do things. And you could tell that this guy is probably really good at what he does, always really good at it. But with a broken leg, there's only so much he could do. So that day, we probably didn't catch a shark because, well, our best guy that really handles the bait and all the different things wasn't at his best. And so I think about that. And when you see the military guys come back and start talking to the son and realizing he can't go to war, is that great or bad or good? It's not either. It's not any, because maybe the son did want to go to war. Maybe he did want to go out and show how much pride he had for his country and go out there and fight for him. Maybe he loved his farmer dad so much that he would say, absolutely, that's what I want to do. Maybe it was his dream. And all of a sudden now he's got a broken leg and he can't go. But just because something is broke or didn't go the right way or is bad doesn't mean all is lost, because now he's got more time to spend with farmer dad. Now he's got time to go ahead and come back and figure out how he can fix those horses and make them something that can actually work for him, just like your dreams. Now you've got some time if you, have a setback, like maybe you lost a significant other and they went and did something else with someone else. Well, all of a sudden now you have all this time. Just like right now, I'm in the hallway. I come to a different city. I really don't know anybody but Capp and doing a lot of work. So what do I have? I have time to get into the things that I need to take care of, right? That's the one thing. And going back to when he keeps saying, I don't know, maybe, the one thing that I think you can understand about farmers is they've been through a lot. They've been through droughts. They've been through toils of heat waves and different things that have stopped their crops or have allowed their crops not be as fruitful as usual. Or some years they didn't realize they were going to have such an abundance of crops and it happened, and they couldn't dictate that and they couldn't predict it. So you know what he says? How's your crops going to be this year? I'm not really sure. I'm just going to plant them and maybe they'll become something. Being neutral can allow your mind the time to think, to calculate, to look at the different opportunities, and can allow you the ability to not get too high or low on things. And, anytime that you have a calm mind, it thinks clearer. So when things happen, we always talk about that trial under fire and sinking back to the training and not looking at the crisis as the crisis. I always look at crisis as like, well, here we are now. Why do I say that? Because it's neutral. It doesn't dictate we have the answer. It doesn't predict that we know what's going to happen. It doesn't blame on what happened or how it went down. All I know is here we are now. We're in this hole. We have these tools. How do we get out? That's how you win in life. That's how you win in goals. And that's how you go ahead and take everything that you set out there and you let free. When it comes back with more baggage, think neutrally. I promise you, the greatest of your thoughts will come to the top.
Yeah, man. Yeah. all of that. We're on the exact same page. I like what you said there towards the end. Just gonna plant them. I don't know how these flowers are going to grow. I don't know how this corn's going to grow. I'm not worried about the price of tea in China. I'm worried about the price of my corn in America. I don't know what the price is going to be after this gets done growing, but I'm just going to plant the fucking seed. I don't care. I don't know. I just believe. I believe that this is going to grow somewhere. Even go with bamboo, huh? Oh boy, how long has it been since we talked about that? How much faith and trust do you got to have to grow bamboo? Takes you 7 to 10 years of water in the damn thing before you even see a shoot that big, for crying out loud. Can you keep watering? Can you keep showing up? Can you keep chopping wood and carrying water? I feel like it's about time we might have to start going back into some of those thoughts, Swirl One, because we've refined, we've thought more, we've definitely gone farther and gotten a whole lot of percents better since we originally started talking about chop wood, carry water. Shout out Joshua Metcalf. And, golly, too, the bad things can always turn into good things. It's just all in your mind. It is literally simply all in your mind. That's it. It's not good. It's not bad. Something can be the worst thing that ever happened, sure, but it can be setting you up for the goodest thing to ever happen. To not
you and me on the English today, bro.
For fuck's sakes, yeah, no kidding. I mean, jeepers creepers. Well, I was also thinking about a quote at the same time I was saying that. David Rico came on the show. Oh, speaking of, shit, don't let me forget to tell you boys about something Rico. I'll remember Rico post show. I got something for you boys. D's, write it down.
I already wrote it down.
So Rico on the show, one of his quotes that he left us with was, every setback is an opportunity for a major comeback. That's it. I'm sure you guys have heard that quote before, and it's a simple quote, but it's so true. Every setback is an opportunity for a major comeback, but it all falls on you. And, I was watching a couple of things last night, just kind of bouncing around UFC and Joe Rogan and just clips all over the place. Some good stuff. And the embedded this week, because there's some good shit coming up. And I can't remember where I heard it, but it just smacked me in the soul when I heard it, and I posted it on X. It said, life is a game. Well, this isn't what it said, but it was a clip. Now it's coming back to me. Boom. The clip was this guy talking to a group of young kids in a gym, and they were basketball or something like that. I would say basketball. And he was talking about the game. And he said, all the game requires of you is effort. Think of all the things that the game has given to you. It's been here when you needed it most. It's given you a different mindset. It's given you something to work towards. The game gives freely. All it asks from you is effort. And I thought, holy shit. And I went right to X. Life is a game. All the game requires is effort. And the effort falls on you. It's that simple. There's your new secret formula. There's secret formula V2. Life is a game. The game simply requires effort, and the effort falls on you. How about that, Swirl One?
Bro, I love it. And that's absolutely true. The game, and there's a famous quote by somebody that is pretty important to me. And it says, the future belongs to those who prepare for it. And that literally means that you've got to have consistency every single day to make something happen. And I promise you this, when we plant those seeds we keep talking about, it doesn't matter when you plant them. Today's the day to plant them. You might have been in your 60s, 70s, or whatever. It's a great day to learn how to plant a seed and how to grow a plant. I promise you, whatever it is that is growing inside of you that says, hey, I need to do this or I need to do that, you are literally wasting your time every day that you don't plant that thing. Because every day, even on a sunny day like this, snowy day like this, if you were to go ahead and put a little seed in something, the sun's going to be out later today. It can start to get some sun today. It can start growing today. But if you wait till a sunny day, you missed 8 hours of sunshine today in order to wait for tomorrow's 12 hours of sunshine, which I just got to tell you, that's how you win in life. That's how I've always won in life, is I just take today and do what I can with it. I don't go spend the $8 on the coffee over there. I go and get this coffee. I drink this coffee here, and then I use that $8 so that I can plant a seed. So later on, that $8 can end up being a little bit better of a tree for me. You know how many little trees I have planted all over the place out here? That's what I've been doing. Yes, they are money trees. Sorry, they are money trees. Money does grow on trees, but only if you plant the seeds.
Ooh. Thought about this clip. I was gonna bring it to the show, but I think we've watched it before. This is a long time ago. It's Chris Williamson, and when he talking about the thing is not doing the thing. Reading about the thing is not doing the thing. Reading about people who've already done the thing is not doing the thing. Thinking you should do the thing is not doing the thing. Telling people that you're going to do the thing is not doing the thing. Telling your friends that you hope that you could do the thing is not doing the thing. The only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The next best time is right now. Everybody wants to find the perfect moment, the right amount of money, the right connections, the this, the that. You just got to start. There's no 2-bedroom caskets. There's nobody that's going to get buried with you. There's nobody that's going to be shoved 6 foot deep with you at the end of the day. So what are you doing? What are you doing to make sure your dash is an impact on other people's lives? We all got to and from, some longer, some shorter, and some with some shitty dashes in between. That won't be me.
Man, I love it. I love it. Hey, it goes back to this. If today you can't get a positive thought, if today there's no wins in sight, the last thing you need to do is start thinking negatively about everything that's happening out there. If everybody says, hey, you're going to have a good day today, maybe you just say, I don't know, maybe. If somebody says, hey, it looks like you're having a bad day today, just say, I don't know, maybe. Because I promise you this, that neutral thought will allow other things to into your mind and into your life today. And it doesn't always have to be positive. It doesn't always have to be negative. It just has to be what it is. What you do with it is up to you. Plant that seed.
Shout out Swirl One. Man, it is what it is. What you do with it is up to you. Plant that seed. Oh, woo-hoo. Give me a little air horn or something, DEEZY. I'm sorry, you were back there. You were back there locked in. That's my fault. That's on me.
You know, it's funny. Most people don't even know how air horns work, so they probably look at me funny, but I had it like this and hit the button, but that's how they work.
I'm going to be honest, man.
You didn't know that.
I'm going to be real honest. Oh, I did know that.
Oh, okay.
I used to be a klepto in my younger years. I just liked stealing shit. I just enjoyed seeing what I could get. I was a kleptomaniac. I just liked getting away with what I could fucking steal. And it was just, I was a fucking rebel, bro. And I would go to Walmart and I would steal the boat air horns because you could just pop the package, screw it on, and just go through this. I was a shit kid. Sorry, mama. I never meant to hurt you.
That's why when you showed that baby picture that time, you're like, look at that. I'm like, dude, that kid looks like a hellion. That's all I got to say.
I was an ornery motherfucker. That's for sure.
That's what it looks like right there in that picture.
I do not steal air horns from Walmart any longer. That was just a younger phase.
It was a phase.
Just a phase. I like stealing shit. See what I could steal. I used to say, "Who's I could steal some shit, boy."
Surprise, motherfucker.
How? But you know, that's now that I've turned over the other leaf. Now I hope to see one of those shoplifting fucks doing that shit in front of me, and I could just whoop-pow right in the back. Oh, maybe I should start walking around in public with this. You know, just walking around in public with this slung over the shoulder.
I don't know.
Somebody
bro.
acts up, just
Maybe.
boom, just fucking smoke him. Oh, that would be electric.
Now, DZ had a killer sound effect right there.
Wasn't that perfect? He was
Oh
right
my
on the
God,
money.
it was so perfect.
I thought he was on the money too. I kind of did. I said,
Good.
damn, he was ready.
That
for
was
it.
as perfect as it could have been.
I thought so. Who should know? Well, my friends, there's your first segment of this fine morning show. Episode 646's Sharpening Session is officially over. No mas, no mo on, I don't know, maybe. But we do got plenty more coming your way, as it is time to get into the second segment of the day. My friends, this is where we do a little reacting to a few clips of the inspirational variety, where we get a little additional perspective and then we dish ours out right to you. So, my friends, please fill up that coffee, get a fresh water, a new sheet of notebook paper with your pen or pencil by your side, and let's slide into the second segment of the day. It is your Reaction Refinery. Okie dokie artichokes. Here we are, back live in prime time for your second segment of the day on episode 646, your Reaction Refinery, here on Forge and Fuel on this terrific, Terrific, I repeat, terrific Tuesday morning, January the 14th, 2025. Hope you've been coming alive, but if not, that's okay. Maybe pour yourself a fresh cup of Joe
and hot, piping.
I gotta take a couple sips.
It's
and get
piping
me
hot.
some hot as well.
I was trying to show you the steam off of that stuff.
Oh.
It's there.
I can't see it.
Oh, it's, you know what? Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's there. The wind.
You're right. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's there. You're right.
Oh, yeah, I see that up. Doesn't mean it's not there. Hey,
boy, we're having a hell of a time
for Freudian slips and for English, bro. I don't know what to
tell
say.
you what, we picked
hell over here towards you, and all I see is snow in between us, bro.
Yeah, we picked a hell of a oh, look, my light snow has ended. All right, hot dog. Good deal. Good deal. I like to see that. You see, you're a little closer in the sea right now, so you get a little lake effect is what you're getting. I'm just a little bit further out, so we don't just
I know what lake effect is. I used to live on the lake in Ohio. I know exactly what that is.
Like,
nobody would get snow, but I would get snow.
This is the line. I'm here. You go over that line, and it's like
whatever. I was paying attention to somebody over there that was trying to tell me where to be. So I mean,
wait. That's why I said you're going to the perfect spot. Just calm down, relax, cool. Just relax. Perfect spot. You're in the perfect spot. Don't you worry. But my friends, we're not talking about fucking housing or snow or wind or we may.
I don't know, maybe
down there throughout the rest of this show. However, here we are on your Reaction Refinery, and we got 4 clips to dish out to you today. We got 2 fellas that you may or may not know about. 1 fella you definitely know about, and then we got a nice little reel that features a little poem from one Rumi. So let's begin with one Mr. Jesse Pedigo. He makes some content. He's pretty popular over there on the Instagram Reels. Does a few different things. Entrepreneur. And here this morning, he is to give us a little perspective on all the things you love.
Now, if I were to ask you to name all the things you love, how long would it take for you to name yourself?
When did I become so numb?
Yep.
I'd probably start first because I say it every day. I love my life.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you, that would be number 1 for me. I say it every night when I'm saying my prayers. Thank you for my life. Thank you for today. The fact that I'm even here to make a difference or to talk to people, do things, and just get up every day is a big deal. After that, everything else is secondary, because if I don't have my life, I can't enjoy all the things that are around it. Not this coffee, not this show, not my mom, my dad, my brother, my niece, none of them. I can't do anything without me living a great mind, body, and soul. So it wouldn't take me long, but I promise you this, 90% of the world is out there. When they ask about what do you love, they start with material items, or they start with things that they can hold or touch or grab, or they do things that don't show their love in that direction. And I think that's the biggest one. I think most people really, I hate to say it, but they love this. And that's the crazy part, is I think most people love that. I was talking to my boy Perkins the other day, and he's a funny dude. He's a great dude. And he said, I think it's just me getting older. He goes, but I leave my house without my phone all the time. And I was like, God bless you, bro. I said, there's nothing wrong with that. I said, the fact that you are disconnected to the point where you don't have to take that with you is a great thing. You still made it to brunch. You're still here with us. You still have a great time. And I think people that are more present when they realize that it's not the material items that they need to be happy about. It's what their life can bring that they need to be happy about.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, no doubt about it. And I sat back and just thought about that last night, and really, I love me. I am very happy with me. I'm very happy with where we're at, where this company's at, where the company who I've become, where this show is, everything in between. Things feel real good. Life is grand right
Life
now.
is grand.
Life is
Yes,
grand.
it is. I say it all the time.
Life is real grand right now, even though the hallway's pretty long and pretty dark. Life is real grand. But my friends, there's your first clip of the day. If we asked you to name all the things you love, how long would it take you to name yourself? Second clip of the day coming your way features a man who you may or may not know. You probably do if you are in the weightlifting world or physical fitness, or if you enjoy some supplements, because this man is the founder of a supplement company. Supplements I used to take rather often, called BPN. His name is Nick Bear, and he is here this morning to give us some thoughts on inertia or impact.
One commitment you are continuing to do out of inertia, but if you had the courage to eliminate it, you would immediately benefit from discarding it. Are you committed to doing things just because you have momentum behind it? You have inertia behind it. You've been doing it. You feel like you have to stay committed to it because it's already in motion. Is that why you're committed to that one thing? But what would happen if you stopped doing that one thing because you prioritize results, you prioritize outcomes, and you discard that commitment and you shift, a powerful shift, into something new and different, and the results are 10 times more what that previous commitment was?
Man, that's why I don't say I'm busy. I say I'm productive. And so many people are busy. And anytime I start to feel busy, I realize that I'm getting activity confused with achievement. I realized that I'm getting inertia confused with impact. And I started to feel that way on the previous version of this show. I felt like the inertia was there and the commitment was there, and we just been doing it. But man, if we just switch this up just a little bit, I feel like the inertia and the impact would even be greater. We can make it moves. And that's just listen to your internal antenna. You know, consciousness screams because you see all these things, and you see people on social media, and you see this and that and the third, and oh, I should do that. But then your subconscious, your internal, it's real quiet. And if you listen to that, that's exactly what you should do. You know, that little flame that burns on the inside, that's the still small voice. And most people don't get in touch with that little flame, dump gas onto it, and turn it into an enraging fire. That's how any major company, your favorite product, your favorite coffee, your favorite car, that's how they all started, because they don't confuse activity with achievement. And if I ever feel like I'm just doing activity just to look busy, just to look cool, I got to do something else. Make sure we get a little achievement off of this too.
I love it, man. And the inertia versus momentum is a big deal too. We talked about it last night on Gag Spaces. And sometimes you have to pivot in order to keep things going forward. You have to change things in order to keep them moving, because it's not easy. And here's kind of that whole thing. We are in the inertia state when it comes to GACC. We're just doing it because it's still out there doing it. So how you change that momentum or you create impact with that is what we're trying to look at now. And that's how we change things of that. And the same thing with Diamond Hand Media Group. We were doing this show before we were actually doing this show. And now that we do this, it's a lot different than when you saw us on Spaces. It's just more professional. It's a lot easier. That was the one thing I remember is back every time we said, hey, we got this podcast, they go, oh, where can I listen to it? And we could never really dictate where you could get that from. So yeah, we were just doing something because we were doing something, but we could never point anybody to it or create any momentum off of what we are doing now. I can bring it up to anybody who asked me, just like yesterday, I had the conversation about it. Hey, do you guys, yes, we're on Apple, Spotify, all the different things.
YouTube, Rumble, X, Spotify, Apple.
They can go in and physically search and find us under whatever platform they like. And above and beyond that, when you look at how we've been doing things for the last 2, 3, 4 years, there has obviously been a pivot. There's been a change, and we're trying to create real wins for people. And I think 2025 is the year that not only DHMG, but GACC and hopefully your lives start to really grab some momentum and start doing something completely different. And it's funny because somebody said the other day in a post, and I read it, don't know who it was, but they said, oh, is GAC making a comeback? I still have some from back then. And I'm sitting there thinking, LL Cool J, don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. You're the one that left.
I'm telling you right now, anybody involved with DHMG or GACC that is really locked down, and I can especially speak for DHMG because it's my company, it's my side of the things that we do around here. And I can promise you, if you lock down, if you really show up, if you really start attending the bi-weekly networking meetings, if you really start getting involved in the gateway, you really start listening to what we're talking about, I promise you, the abundance is going to start coming to your life too. And I know a lot of you have already felt it. You're already seeing it with your own businesses, the things you've started, the things you've done. But I'm telling you what, we're about to take it to another level. The next phase is coming. It's not just, let's just keep this going. The inertia, right? This exact thing. I felt this inertia over impact. And yeah, we got inertia, but let's make a couple little adjustments. And I think we can make a whole hell of a lot more impact. And people aren't comfortable doing that because it takes risk. It takes a risk, and people are cool with taking the first leap of faith and starting a business and okay, now let's just let the business run. Let's hope it eats. Let's hope it makes some money instead of, this ain't growing as fast as I thought it would. Let's make a pivot and shit. Okay, another leap of faith. Here we go, boys. Shit. And that's why it pays to have people around you who know how to build airplanes. Who's to say, who's to know? Reference to many previous shows. Shout out Nick Bear. Great perspective on a little inertia over impact, or impact over inertia, rather. Your third clip of the day features a man who I actually referenced yesterday, and it is a podcast that I also referenced that I think you should go watch, every single human being on this planet. It features one Mr. Mel Gibson, live from the JRE, the Joe Rogan Experience. And I was actually going to make this exact clip. And when I went to start searching stuff last night, it popped up in my reels. And I thought, no way. Well, I guess I ain't got to do the work of clipping everything out. Here it is right now. So this is Mel Gibson on some things I've said in the past. Oh, boy. And some great thoughts on self-deception.
It's a very funny place. Every morning when I wake up, I actually pray that I don't deceive myself. Your mind is a very funny place. I've always said, it's your second thought and your first action that you're responsible for. Your first thought, throw it away,
You're not responsible for your first thought, but you are responsible for your first action. It's okay that you have a negative thought. It's okay that you don't wanna. It's okay that you hate everything right now. You're a human being. That's all right. But don't feed into that first thought. Let that first thought pass. The next thought comes, and then you take that action. And when Mel said at the beginning, I pray that I don't deceive myself, they were talking about the truth, a little bit of context. They were talking about trying to find the truth in God, in Jesus, in the world, in good and evil, and all this stuff. And, when you start to get down these paths, there's just so many rabbit holes and so many areas and, the Anunnaki and here and there and everywhere. And you can get deceived and you can start to believe things of this world. And a great spot to start is to say, Lord, I just believe in you and help me not to be deceived. Help me to follow what you want me to do. Help me to control my mind. And better yet, you control my mind. You know what? Take control. Fill me with the right thoughts that lead to the right actions and deeds. Remove your control. You know what? I can't control my stupid human being brain. You know what? Hey, can you fill me with the right thoughts right now? And then I'll just go put them into action. I am your vessel. I cannot think on my own. Please just give me something and I'll go do that. And I bet you something will come up. Who's to say who's
I guarantee something's coming up from that. I promise you that. And you're right about the first thought. A lot of times the first thing that happens, somebody cuts them off. They're like, oh, fuck that guy. And that's the first thought, but do you really stop the car and go out there and beat his ass? No, you don't. That's the action that you don't want to take. And it's true though. when you get up every morning, there is that first thought of, hey, I don't want to do today. Hey, I don't want to go to the gym. Oh, it's going to snow today. I don't want to go outside, whatever it might be. But that first thought doesn't have to dictate your day and how your motion starts. Literally what happens is at that point in time, you got to realize, okay, wait, why did I just say that? Okay, yes, I do. I have to. I'm going to make it happen. And if you can't be positive about it, just be neutral. Just, hey, all right, well, I do have to make some breakfast. I am hungry. Let me handle that. Hey, I do have to open up the computer because I got to clock into work. Let me just start there and take that next step and kind of work from there. And you brought up, it's funny because I was talking to Motion the other night. You brought up the Anunnaki and all that kind of good stuff. And, the whole round earth, flat earth and all that kind of stuff. And I was looking at the moon and we were talking and I said, hey, Motion, what do you think? Flat or round? And he goes, does it matter? And I kind of looked at him. He goes, as long as it comes around and comes up every single day, you get another opportunity. Doesn't matter if it's round or flat. I'm like, you know what? It fucking doesn't. I'm just going to get up no matter what it is. And I'm going to do what I got to do on that day. I'm going to keep kicking some ass. And I just hope to God that it keeps coming around or keeps coming up for me every day because I love my life. I love this shit. And I'm trying to make something happen every single time I see that sun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. And that's kind of the flat earth mindset, bro. you just want to find the truth. You just want to be real. You just wanting to seek what it is. And why does it matter? I always love to say this because if it is flat, then that means the system is bullshit. Everything
we knew the system's bullshit anyway.
Yeah, that means everything we've been
that.
And we are the ones. We're here for a reason. We all have a specific purpose. We all that's a question I'm asking a lot right now and really battling with. There's this this battle of good and evil that's going on right now. We talk about that a lot. Why do us dumb humming beings with our pea brains that barely understand anything, why are we at the center of all of this? Why is good and evil, God and the devil, why are they fighting over us? We're just stupid hummins.
We are the capital, bro. We are the capital. It is us. We are the energy.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, golly, I can't. So then if they are fighting over us, then that means that we are in some enclosed system of something that either that system becomes completely evil or completely good. And I think we are at the precipice of it all right now. I don't know. That's just some of my thoughts. Who's to say, who's to know? But we got one more clip on the second segment of this fine morning show. Don't get me started on flat or round, brother.
I know. That's why I just real quick. You started it. You said it first.
No, you said it first. I didn't say nothing about flat or round. You were the one who brought it up. You know how I feel. However, I'm not pointing fingers. The buck stops here, and we move on with the fourth and final clip of your second segment of this fine morning program. This is a little real. And it's some perspective on how you feel on the inside and not the outside.
Beautiful it was when Rumi wrote, "Do you know what you are? You are a manuscript of a divine letter. You are a mirror reflecting a noble face. This universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you are already that."
I don't know if you heard that. DZ, run that back for the people in the back. I don't know if you heard that. Listen.
Beautiful it was when Rumi wrote, "Do you know what you are? You are a manuscript of a divine letter. You are a mirror reflecting a noble face. This universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you are already that."
I made you in my image. I made you in my image. Yeah, you got to understand that heaven is not some far away, distant, gone, see you later place. It is inside of you. It is inside of you. It is literally right here. God is in you. He has given you a piece of him. Everything. You are part of this divine creation, a divine manuscript that has been written. You're part of it. You are part of that. That's why it matters if it's flat or round. So you're part of the manuscript. You are in this shit. You're not just floating through nothingness in the ball of bullshit. you have impact, man. And if you can find that, get the inside right, you'll find that the outside will just follow along.
It's all frequency and vibration, sir. That's what it all comes down to. And we all can vibrate on whatever frequency we want. And I can pretty much sure if you look back at your life, there was probably times where you were on very low frequencies. And then there's probably times where you could find that you were vibrating on very high frequencies. And if you realize that the whole time it was really just your mindset and the actions that you put forth, the effort that you put in that created that, good or bad, then you realize that it is within you. The energy that you're creating around you all comes from your perception of life, all comes from how you go outside and act, all comes from how you start the mornings and how you start your day thinking about yourself. Am I ready? Can I do this? Here we are now. What can I accomplish today? Those kind of thoughts will keep your mind steady, keep you thinking about vibrating at a higher and a better, the frequencies that you can reach if you just hone in on the skill set that you're trying to do, hone in on the messages you're trying to bring. If you really look and double down on the things that are important to you, I guarantee you those things will start to vibrate just that much stronger, that much brighter, that much farther along, and will change the world around you right before your eyes. So it is in you. We all have it. We just got to pay attention to it and use that energy to our best advantage.
Hell yeah. That's a fire flame right there. Woo! As your 4 clips of the day, all the things you love, inertia or impact, self-deception, and inside, not outside. Your second segment of the day, your reaction or final ray, is officially a wrap. Now it's time to get into your final segment of the day. Number 3, it is time to dive into the live chat. Connect with you, the live viewer, baby, and see what's been burning on your brain, melting on your heart, festering on the soul over the course of this program. So if you got some additional perspective, some knowledge you would like to share, hell, even a question here live on the show, drop it in the chat and we will pop it up on the screen once we get through this transition into your answers from the Anvil. Okie dokie artichokes. Here we are back live in prime time. Third and final segment of the day, your answers from the Anvil here on episode 646 of Forge and Fuel, baby. I've been seeing that chat go off all morning long. I've been seeing some thoughts, some perspectives, all types of stuff up in there. So, hey, DEEZY, you care to shift us up, my guy? What do we got out there live in the chat? What type of beautiful human beings? First, beautiful, amazing young lady live in the chat, Delta24, a.k.a. Aunt Donnie, the beautiful Dawn Thayer. Shout out to Uncle Walleye as well, if you're around there. GM, Diamond Hand Fam, and FNF Peeps. If you don't know, you won't know, but that is my real Aunt Donnie. Shout out, Aunt Donnie! We love you. Appreciate you being in the chat. Oh, speaking of Aunt Donnie, we have my real life Mama Bear. Shout out Mama Capp, my life giver, Kim Jones. Great morning, Delty. We up and at 'em. You got first today. They were running in, competing in the chat. My mother and my aunt competing to be the first ones in the chat. Boy, oh boy, talk about support. We love you guys. You're the bomb.com. Jared Albright, great morning, everyone. Great morning, Jared. Great to see you in the chat, my guy. As always, I've been seeing your perspective all morning long. Grammy P, my real life GP. Best way to start your day. Great morning, super soldiers. Blessings to all. Blessings to you, GP. Appreciate your love in the chat. It all starts with love. Be kind. Spread PLP. Love your perspective, GP. Shout out to you. Who else we got? D's little Angel SD, Mr. Peguero. Great morning, FNF crew. Crush some tacos. I crushed some tacos today. Who's to say, who's to know? We'll see what comes along the agenda. Mrs. Metal Crazy, one half of the Metal Crazies. Great morning. Happy Tuesday. Today's reminder, actions will always speak louder than words. Next time someone tries to convince you that they care, look at what they do, not what they say. That's why I say, stop telling me you love me. Show me a little loyalty. Who's to say, who's to know? On the same page, Mrs. Metal. Mr. Damascus himself, Jeff Oglesby in the building. He's got a hot matchup coming up this weekend. Bills Ravens, baby. That's going to be a game. Also, Packers fans feeling pretty good about last night. I didn't even watch that game. Didn't realize the Rams beat the dog shit out of the Vikings. Baby O's pretty happy right now, 27-9. So, the Packers fans, arch bitter rivals, they don't have to watch nobody. Well, now they just got to get the Lions out of there. If the old Leons get out of there, now all Packer fans are going to be happy and they ain't got to worry about getting bounced early. But the point still stands. Shout out to Jeff Oglesby and your Bills. Hopefully you can do a little something in the AFC. And I don't know. I feel like it might be the Bills' year. I don't know. I feel like it's going to start for the Ravens. That's like what they always do. And I think it's your time. Who's to know? GM, Mr. Oglesby. Shout out to you. JK, big time. GM, everyone. His usual crush the day, baby. Shout out to you, big time. Great to see you as always. Who else we got out there, D's? Oh, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend. I feel like I got to go watch some of these vlogs. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I got to figure out what his vlogs are. I've been thinking that too.
All I got to do is just go to Nick's travel vlogs and look them up. Because I see, I always see it's almost like he's got this hiking kind of gear on. He's obviously got a real nice Nikon going on right there. I mean, I feel like he goes to some places, man. I feel like he's got some shit out there. So check out Nick's travel vlogs. I'm going to go check that out today. Who's to say, who's to know? I'm full transparency. I haven't checked it out yet. I got to. And all the support you give us, Nick, shit. Shout out to you, my man. Hope you're having a great start to the day. Shane Harper, motion in the building. What it do, fool? What's good with you? Hope you had a great start to the day there in the gym and whatever you're up to after that, my guy. That shit is horrible for your car. What's that? Oh, well.
The fries.
Of course. Probably not great to put fucking fries in your exhaust. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Who's to know? Oh, there he is. Crypto Savage live in the building. Hey, Sight for Sore Eyes. GACC, LFG, DHMG. I hope y'all have a blessed and safe, warm day. We'll try and stay as warm as possible. We got about 10 degrees out there. We ain't in the single digits. No problem. At least we got some doubles, baby. Shout out to you, Crypto Savage. Great to see you in the building. Shout out to Lazy Lion fam. JK, small time. What up, big time? Undude, man. That just hits different, doesn't it? Straight up. That's why I brought it to the show. Relax. Nothing is fucked. You're being very undude. That is just, that right there. That Walter scene, Walter in general, who is that actor? John Goodman?
Yes.
John Goodman is in that's prime John Goodman right there. That is the best. If you just watch that movie and tune in only for John Goodman, tune out everybody else, don't watch the dude, just watch Goodman in every scene and you will gain so much shit for that. He is the best.
He's amazing in that movie.
You're fucking around here, dude.
Yeah. Am I the only one that gives a shit about the rules?
Am I the only one who gives a shit about the rules? Fucking market zero, dude.
Over the line.
Over the line. Walk out. Where's your card, dude? He's just so mellow. Damn it, Walter. Bruh. Oh, that's one of the best. Yeah, I'm about due for another Big Lebowski session.
That's a great movie.
Just a reminder, you're being very undude, bro. Keep being the dude in the hallway. Mr. Metal, the other half of the Metal Crazies, GMG and fam. Great morning, brother. Great to see you live in the chat as always. Who else we got out there? Oh, the Live Doggy Dog. What's up, Live Dog? Shout out to you, Meeg, all the hardworking hardwood hauling humming beings out there in Atco, New Jersey. Hey, what's the deal with the doggone drones? Give me an update, dude. Throw it in the chat before we get out of here because all of a sudden the media doesn't want to cover them. Are you seeing in the same?
Yeah, because there's fires in California, bro. They're pointing you in directions.
Watch my hands. I'm going to play this hand. You watch this one. And then when I get done with this, okay, now you watch this one and I'm going to go play this one. That's basically what's happening right now. Who's to say, who's to know? Dog, are you still seeing them in the sky or what's up? I got to know because that frequency was crazy and it seems like they just disappeared. But shout out to the wonderful, amazing humming being, Live Doggy Dog. Shout out to G. Lou live in the building. GM, how do you do? Shout out to Mrs. G. Lou if she's around there as well. Appreciate you, my guy. Absolutely crushing the game right now. His company, I don't know if you saw that post. His company's crushing the game. He's crushing the game. I tell you what, that move was one of the best things old G. Lou could have done.
And he's not on fire right now.
Yeah, that's real good. He ain't burning up. I just had a buddy that moved out there too from Chicago. He moved out there it was my barber. He moved out there at the end of last year, and I hit him up, and I was like, dude, I really hope you're okay right now. I know you were moving really close. Like, what the fuck? What are the odds? And he goes, oh, we're an hour south, dude. Appreciate you checking in. I'm all good. Everything's straight. So shout out Danny the barber, my man. I know he still tunes in from time to time. Shout out to you, Danny, Billy, all your fam, man. You guys are thebomb.com. Glad to hear you guys are safe.
Hey,
a lot of people.
There's an ex of mine that moved down there right in that exact area. No. Hey, wrong.
Wrong.
Wrong. Who's to know? But also, it's very nice that our California connections that are within the Diamond Hand fam are
all safe.
Seem to be staying safe as well. So, shout out to Chrissy. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to all you beautiful human beings. I know I'm forgetting some people too. I don't know who else we all got out there in Cali. I know we got a lot of connections in Cali. We got a lot of connections all over the damn map, for crying out loud. Who's to say? Who's to know? But there is your third and final segment of this show, Answers from the Anvil. Shout out to all you beautiful human beings. Maybe I got to call Live Dog. He's probably hauling some hardwood right now. That's all we got coming your way today. Your 1, 2, and 3 segments of the day are officially over, baby. No mas, no more forging or a fueling. So that must mean it's time to go share these vibes with the world. Maybe go turn a few obstacles into opportunities, losses into lessons, and what we thought was going to be a failure, just a brand new chance to flourish. But before we do, we got to get you all the way up to speed. Maybe a couple of announcements, some reminders, maybe some final closing thoughts. So let's begin by checking back in with the man, the myth, the legend over in the co-host slot, DJ Swirl One. Any final thoughts, perspectives, reminders, comments, questions, anything in between for episode 646 of Forge and Fuel?
Looks like the snow is stopping.
Hell yeah.
Could be a little sun coming out. Hey, looking forward to that. Man, I got to tell you, if you can't do anything today, I don't know, maybe your way through it. That's what I'd have to say. You just got to make sure you stay neutral. It's a tough day, no matter where you are, whether you're dealing with snow, you're dealing with fires, you're dealing with all the financial pressures of today, the new year, the new goals. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Take it one day at a time. Just say, I don't know, maybe. Take it neutral. It's all good. Hey, but do this though. Today, make sure you get your workout in. Keep drinking your water. Keep sharing out the clips that you might see later. I'm trying to think. Eat some tacos. I'm trying to think. Hey, and just be a good human being. How about that? How about you just go out there, open the door for somebody, hold the door. Maybe
Don't be rude.
Give a little compliment to somebody, even if they don't like it. It doesn't matter. You're not expecting an answer back anyway. You just walk past them and they try to, oh, you can't. You're not even paying attention anyway. If they go, you can't compliment my shoes. I don't even look back. Wasn't trying to. So, hey, it's okay to do that with people. I'm going to do that today somewhere. I'm going to get my workout in directly after this here show. And then I've got a lot of work to do before I continue on with my day. So, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in to Forge and Fuel. Appreciate you. I will be back directly, well, right about this exact time tomorrow. A little bit earlier when we get this all started. But I'll have my cup of joe. I'll have my water with me. And I'll have my great, well, you already know, the personality, the excitement, the love for life, my friends. I love life. Make sure you do too. Thanks for everything you do, DZ. You're awesome.
I love Lamp.
I do love Lamp.
I love Lamp.
Hey, somebody sent me a picture the other day of their kid, and I was wondering why they sent their picture me of the kid. And I started looking at, because I'm like, why do I care? Your kid's doing homework. And then I look over in the corner, and there's a leg lamp in the corner, and I'm like, oh, nice lamp. And they go, we thought you'd like that. I'm like, fragile.
Oh yeah, I Love Lamp was definitely a Anchorman reference. Who's say?
Oh, I know. I remember. I'm just saying. I'm thinking about the lamp when you brought that up.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, San Diego. Everyone, I have a breaking news announcement. Cannonball! Who's say? Who's no, man? It's damn. It's time for some Anchorman. I haven't seen some Anchorman in a while either. Damn. Shout out to a
Will Ferrell fan.
Huh?
I'm not much of an Anchorman fan.
Well, I used to be a big Will Ferrell fan. Now, I don't know how I feel about it. Because any dude that thinks that women should run our country, I'm sorry, ladies. I love you. You're amazing. You got a very special job, but it ain't running the fucking country. And he just was like, hey, you can have it. Just give it over. And then started saying stupid shit and supporting Kamala.
Wrong.
Like, what the fuck is he? What is he doing? Just stay in your lane and keep being funny on movies. Well, you know how that happens. Who's to say, who's to know? Everybody's got to give their perspective once they get a little money and fame. Who's to say, who's to know? But, my friends, there is your show. Shout out Swirl One. Appreciate the hell out of you, my guy. Thanks for the reminders, closing perspectives, and perspective all show long. Wouldn't want to start it any other way with anybody else. As for all you beautiful human beings on the other side of the screen, nothing major to get you up to date on. We got nothing, no shows, no meetings, nothing going on tonight, but we will have Decoding the Divide tomorrow, and then our bi-weekly networking meeting on Thursday night in the Gateway. So you got a couple of reminders there. Nothing else major. If you're looking for links for the Gateway, for the website, anything in between, as always, you can find them in this episode's description. And if you wouldn't mind and you enjoyed this morning's program and you haven't already, maybe you could subscribe to the channel, whatever platform you're watching on. Maybe hit a like, leave us a comment, maybe turn on those notification bells. That way you don't miss a live show or any additional content dropping on any platforms. Maybe you could give us another follow, maybe leave us a rating, maybe share out a clip you see, maybe make your own clip and share it out, and don't be a hoe and tag the show and we'll pull it out on our timelines, don't you know? Outside of that, just smash the shit out of whatever button you see on your screen, because it only helps us grow and flow every single day. Yao man. Well, my friends, that's all we got for you today. 31 minutes after the top of the hour. Perfect timing to go start this day. Hope you felt it the right way. Good vibes, energy, positivity, high-level conversation all morning long. Go share these vibes with the world. Because, my friends, it's time to flip the open sign to closed and remind you that, number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse. Number 2, even a dead fish can go with the flow. Number 3, being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind that DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out! Teaching every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Thanks for tuning in this morning to Forging Fuel and investing your most important asset, your time. And every single morning you decide to invest. We'll continue to pay back that investment to you by showing up each and every day, giving you a little ROI while we stay on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions and being right by your side while you pursue yours, baby. But for now, my friends, we bid thee adieu and we thank you for being the 1%, setting the precedent that we want to see not only on YouTube, on X, on Rumble, but in this entire wide world. Thank you for being super soldiers. And to you OGs, thank you for being the Diamond Hand fam. We'll catch you on the flip side somewhere tonight, maybe somewhere this afternoon, maybe a space, maybe a Discord, maybe a group chat, maybe the Gateway, maybe somewhere in between. Wherever you are on the consistent, persistent pursuit of pioneering your passions, there we will be right by your side, and you know how you'll find those vibes. But for now, my friends, we officially bid thee adieu, and we say unto you, peace and love.